What's happening, Facebook? Good evening / afternoon, depending on where you're at. So this is going to be a pretty quick live. If you can probably tell by my voice, I had to kind of belt out today, so don't really want to spend a lot of time talking, but wanted to share something that came up and that I was thinking about the last few days. And so yeah, just I'm going to dive into it. If you're just hopping on, thank you for coming. If you can hear me okay and see my video coming through clear, just go ahead and give me a thumbs up. And also just let me know where you're from, where you're logging in from. I'd love to see where everybody is, what they're doing, what they got going on. It'd be cool to see all the comments below. But like I said, I'm going to make this pretty quick, probably about 10 minutes or so. We're just going to go through something that I think is important when it comes to email marketing. So let's just dive into it. And here's the deal. So in my last video, I talked a lot about MLMs and how basically building your own email list is way more powerful than anything else. It's the number one way to start really getting the best return. But one of the things, I got a lot of questions about that video. Actually, a lot of people sent me some interesting comments, questions, things like that. And one of the questions I got a bunch of was, okay, so I have their email, then what? And this dives in and comes from the idea of permission-based marketing. And so a lot of what I talked about in my last video, and if you haven't watched that one, definitely head back and watch it. It had a lot of views. Actually got a lot of reactions to that. I really liked. Hopefully you guys saw it. I'm pretty passionate about some of this stuff. But when it comes down to it, we talk about permission-based marketing. If you're going to start doing email marketing, and like I said before, this is one of the best ways to build your business. Email marketing, as I said in my other video, $46 for every $1 spent on email marketing. That is what you can expect. It's a nationwide, at least for the United States, at least it's the average for all industries across everything. So $46 for every $1 spent in email marketing. But the catch to that is, and the one thing that they don't tell you in that, and I didn't talk about this before, is when you do email marketing, you have to have their permission first. They have to raise their hand and say, yes, I want this information that you are sharing with me. And that's the most important thing, and that's what I want to talk about here. So if you're just hopping on, thank you for being on. Elaine, Penny, Rochelle, Matthew, glad to have you guys here. Awesome. From Canada, from California, everyone's jumping in from different places. Brian, happy to have you here. Lawrence, awesome. Thank you guys for being on. Really appreciate it. If you could also do me a favor, just click the share button. Let people know. I would love to see their comments and what they think about this as well. It just helps me get out to more folks, and means a lot to me when you guys do that. So let's dive into some permission marketing things. Now, this whole idea of permission marketing, this dives into and rather spawns from, I should say, a book by Seth Godin called Permission Marketing. There you go. Nice and easy term. And he goes into a lot of detail about it. And I'm only going to share a little bit because I only want to be in here for, like I said, about 10 minutes or so total. But the But this is also better from open rates, click-through rates, people that see what you got going on, people who respond to you, engage with you. All of these things are going to be a lot better when you guys do permission-based marketing. And here's the deal. Permission is easy to get. It comes through the fact of getting an opt-in form. That's them raising their hand. Now, sometimes there's what we call a double opt-in. So they raise their hand and they go to their email, they click a link, and it says, yes, no, I do in fact want to receive your information. And of course, the more you ask them to do for you, the more engaged they are, the more they've given you permission to market to them. But you want to have permission. Don't just go out and buy email lists. If you didn't ask somebody about why, or about emailing them or adding them to your list and turning this into marketing emails, then don't. Because they're not going to want to get your information in the first place. If they wanted it, they would have asked for it. So get people's permission if you want to market to them. It's one of the most effective ways to execute on that $46 for every $1 spent. See, if you just go out and buy an email list, because you can buy email lists, by the way, guys, You can buy an email list of 100,000 people right now. It costs you a few $100 and boom, you've got 100,000 email addresses that you can start emailing to. But guess what? If you don't do it the right way, if you don't have their permission to market to them, they're not going to want to listen to what you say. They don't care what you have to say. They're not going to open your emails. They're going to mark you spam. They're not going to dive into what they need to dive into. Why? Because they never asked to hear from you in the first place. So get their permission. Ask them what they want. Dive in. If they opt in, don't just stop there. Sure, that's permission, but can you do it more? Can you dive deeper? Can you ask them what do they want to know more about? What information? What are they looking for? How are they looking for it? What topics? What info? The more you talk about what your audience wants to hear from you, and the more you've gotten their permission, the better off your open rates, your click-through rates, your buy rates, your everything is going to be. It's going to impact every single thing in your business, not just one thing. And so it's all about that getting permission. And this actually ties into something directly that I learned from Pat Flynn. Side note, shout out Pat Flynn if you happen to be watching this. Awesome. So, dude, I introduced myself briefly at Thrive. You were amazing. Love it. But Pat talks about, in his talk at the Thrive, he talks about how you're going to have a very small number of folks who are highly engaged with you, and that small number of folks who are highly engaged with you are going to be worth more than a lot of folks who only kind of know, who are casual acquaintances of yours. Why is that the case? Because you've gotten more permission from them to market to them. You've told them, hey, listen, not only do I appreciate and I want to engage with you and be here, but I also want to do what you want. I want to talk more about what you want. And that's what it's all about, guys. The more permission you get from folks, the better your results ultimately will be. And so, one, I recommend picking up the book. Anything by Seth Godin, but Permission Marketing for sure. If you plan on doing any email marketing at all, then you definitely need to read that book. But two, just think about you. Think about yourself, right? When you get emails from companies that you didn't want, you didn't ask for, you don't care about, and you don't know why you're getting them, think about how that makes you feel. Now think about how it makes you feel. Now what if you start doing that to somebody else? Think about that. No one wants to get emails. Shoot, guys, we all get plenty of emails. We get way too many emails, in fact. And so another few emails from someone that I didn't ask for, didn't want, didn't care for, and don't care what they had to say, why do I need more from that person? I don't. Why do I need more from that company? I definitely don't. So the same thing applies to you guys. You should pick topics and things that your audience cares about, get their permission, and if you're not sure, ask them. The more you ask them, the more permission they're giving you to market to them about those things. And so that's the idea behind this permission marketing, and that's a huge factor of this. Now, like I said, in my other video, I talked more about email marketing, how important it is. If you haven't watched that video, go back to my other videos, find it. It's the last video that I did just a few days ago. I want to say it was like maybe Wednesday. Been traveling out to, I'm actually in Detroit right now, speaking at an event. But permission marketing is huge. So dive into it, learn more about it, execute it, etc. If you have questions about that, go ahead and pop them in. I just want to give a shout out here. So let's see, we got Elaine, Brian, thank you for being on. Manny, what's up? So good to see you. Victor's out here kicking butt, taking names. Amari, what's happening, buddy? Good to see you. Rick, Tom, both happy to have you guys on. Awesome. Thank you guys for being on. So again, if you have any questions about permission marketing, I'm about to hop off here just because I'm going to go get some dinner. I'm going to go eat some delicious barbecue. But ask your questions below. I'll be happy to answer them in the comments. Otherwise, thank you guys for being on. If you could do me one more favor, just go ahead and click the share button if you haven't already. Really appreciate you guys sharing this information out there with everyone you know. The more you share it, the more I can get out there, the more I can see stuff like that. And I really appreciate each and every one of you that does that. It really it helps me a lot. It helps get me out there more, which is with the end goal of this. You know, I'm doing videos not just for myself. I'm doing it for all you guys out there. If there's topics or anything you want to know about, please write in the comments, send me a message, anything like that. And one more call to action, guys. I'm recording my podcast episode. I got a bunch of great episodes recorded already. I am still looking for more people to interview. If you or someone you know is stuck, or you feel like you or someone you know needs to get out of their own way, send me a message via Facebook Messenger, or tag them below in the comments here, and let me know what's up. Let me know what you got going on. I would love to connect with them and see if we can't record an episode that is going to help other people utilize that same situation that they feel stuck into to help them get out of their own way. So definitely let me know when that is. Otherwise, guys, have a fantastic evening and take it easy. Omari, you take it easy as well, buddy. Good to see you on here. Thanks for being on. Otherwise, guys, have a fantastic night. I will see you on my next live cast.